The Black Economic Success Trust, or B.E.S.T, is gearing up for its inaugural Blackout experience. Themed Collaborate, Elevate, Celebrate, a Vision for Black Success, the event will bring hundreds of changemakers together from June 5th to 8th during a 4-day movement that unites, builds, and celebrates Black excellence. Here's my conversation with B.E.S.T founder and executive director and president of DenverBlackPages.com, Ms. Carla Ladd.
I came here back in '96 to Denver from California, but I'm from Ohio, Dayton, Ohio originally. And my background is actually systems engineering. So I have an electrical engineering background with a computer science master's, but entrepreneurship has always been my jam, right? I love entrepreneurship. I love entrepreneurs. I love supporting entrepreneurs. Hence the reason I started first the Denver Black Pages and then what was the Mountain Region Black Economic Summit. So that's evolved and changed into the Black Economic Success Trust. And we're doing more programming, whereas the MRBES was really just an annual event, not taking anything away from that because we put our heart and soul into that. And it was really, we tried to make it a community asset, and I believe it was. And so now we've just expanded it a little further with the Black Economic Success Trust.
Okay, I think that I attended the MRBES. I think I attended the final year before you transitioned. Yep, it was 2018. And I was just so impressed by the amount of people who came out and supported, and everybody in the room just seemed really powered up to support your work and your programming. There were tons of volunteers and everything. So since you started the B.E.S.T Success Summit, how has that transformed in terms of the way you're able to reach more of the community and have a bigger impact?
We really have been focusing on the youth track quite a bit lately. Since we came back as B.E.S.T, we're focusing on financial literacy for youth. And so that program takes them from 8th grade. You know, we're just really excited about that because we're going to teach these kids things that we didn't know, that we had to struggle through and make mistakes. And they may make the same mistakes. It won't be because they didn't learn what not to do and what to do and understand credit better than we did and the whole thing, right? They're going to know everything they need to know to make better financial decisions than we did, or at least I did. I'm speaking from my personal experience. Not that I got into too bad of trouble, but anyway, but this time I always wanted this to be more than just, a luncheon, right? Those are great. They have their place, but I always wanted to give the community more, something that they can sink their teeth into and leave with tools to really implement some of the things that they've learned at the summit and grow their businesses, expand in their professions, all of that. So that was really important to me. And that's why when we came back as B.E.S.T, we rebranded everything and really focused on, small business leadership and again, the youth track. So that's kind of where we evolved it to. And in 2018, I'm glad to hear that you were there and that you enjoyed it. But I was burnt out by then. I was like, you probably heard me from the stage, like, if we come back, it will be different. And so that was the goal, was to make it different if we came back. And so after George Floyd and that whole thing, everybody got re-energized around, economic empowerment and, systemic racism and just, trying to do better as a community, as humanity, really, because that struck everybody in a certain way. But now it seems like we're over it. Not we as Black people, but everybody else is over it. They're over DEI. They're over all of it, and especially with the new administration. So this year, the summit is really collaborative, and we're bringing in other organizations, and we're using this as a platform to showcase just Black excellence this time. And so we're asking our collaborators to help us share in the event. They'll be able to showcase their people too, or introduce their network to others and really come together as a community this time versus doing things in silos is the thing. We can't afford to do that, at least for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I love everything you just said. And at the MRBES luncheon, yes, I did hear that you were tired and you had been working really hard and you were like, you know what? This is going to come back as something different, like you just said. And it really stood out to me at that point. Number one, I was kind of sad because that was my first time ever attending. And I was like, oh no, they're going to do away with this amazing, incredible event. No, keep it coming. But I want to say that that speaks to the larger society as a whole, right? I feel like everybody was a little bit burnt out around 2018, which is kind of strange looking back at it. And the pandemic era, it made everybody kind of look at their lives, look at their professions and their careers, and really hit the ground running. It's unfortunate that the social unrest that was happening during that time had such a major impact on the support that we started seeing for these Black-owned businesses and small businesses. And it really, I think, put these groups that have been working hard for a long time on a main stage and said, hey, you haven't been supporting and you need to support. So I was glad to see the wave of DEI, and I'm sad to see what's happening right now. But I did see your website, and I was happy to see that you are not cleansing all of the verbiage as far as who you serve, why you're doing it. You know, I think a lot of organizations are faced with having to make choices, difficult choices, whether to use Black-owned. And so I'm looking right now at your flyer. It says the Blackout experience. We're having a whole Blackout weekend. Yeah, it's nice to see you double down.
I don't want people to think that we're excluding anyone. We're just celebrating Black excellence. That's it.
Yeah.
And just like I celebrate Cinco de Mayo, I celebrate other days or holidays or other ethnicities and their accomplishments, then they can celebrate with us as well. I'm not excluding anyone, but I'm definitely highlighting our accomplishments and our successes.
I like that approach. The other thing that I love that you said is that you are more focused on youth in this stage of the organization's operations. I think that, like you said, so many young people did not learn about credit, about finance. And we sit back, and for about 10 years, we've been sitting back and saying, why don't they teach this in schools? Well, it's up to us as a community. And the fact that you're collaborating with these other organizations and involving the youth so much, I'm really excited about the direction of B.E.S.T. And I'm really excited about the Blackout experience. So that's going to be from June 5th to 8th. And tell me a little bit about this inaugural Blackout weekend.
Well, you know, so I went crazy, right? I'm like, okay, let's make this totally collaborative and we can involve everybody at whatever level they can jump in at. And so we said, let's do a golf tournament. And now I'm realizing everybody's doing a golf tournament about that time. It's like, okay, that's okay. There's more than enough golfers to go around, and golfers like to golf whenever they can. So that's not a problem. So we're collaborating with the Colorado Cotillion Inc. on that one, and I'm excited. That's a charity golf tournament that will benefit our I program, our Empowering Youth Economics program, and the Colorado Cotillion Incorporated. So that's the golf tournament. Then the Success Summit, which we've always done, the Success Summit and Expo. We're going to have Black vendors and business owners, professionals, thought leaders. Everybody's going to be convening on the Sheraton at the Sheraton downtown on the 6th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we have a ton of general sessions going on and tracks for small business owners, nonprofit leaders, and we also have one for just building and sustaining and succession planning for wealth, right? So we've kind of built it so that everybody has something, and then everybody who attends or registers will be able to walk away with a toolkit. They'll have access to a drive where they'll be able to review the sessions that we have. We're going to record all the sessions. They're going to have a workbook type thing where they can go in and go back later on and start working on the plan that they laid out at the summit.
That sounds really good. I'm really charged up about it. I'm really excited because anytime you bring together these Black business owners, Black professionals that are established in their careers, people who are just starting out, there is so much information in that room. Again, on your website, there's video about the wonderful things about the Success Summit and the networking and being able to build together is just so important. I want to know more about the best back in the day soiree. Whose idea was that?
The soiree. Okay, so we figured, hey, we gotta have a break in there somewhere where we can just come together and have a good old school party, right? So I reached out to a good friend of mine, Dwayne Taylor, and he's a good promoter around here. He has great parties, and so I'm collaborating with him on that event. It's going to be at the Dahlia, Denver, off Broadway, and it's just going to be a good time. And like you said, networking, you're going to meet people that you probably wouldn't have access to any other time. We're all going to come together in, camaraderie and just have a good time on that. The soiree, that was his word. I didn't, I wouldn't have come up with soiree, but it works. It works.
It sounds fancy. And the Biz Ladies brunch sounds fancy too. That sounds
It
like a good time
does.
as well.
It's going to be great. We're collaborating with the Colorado Black Women for Political Action on that one. And it's
Nice.
going to be a really nice, I don't want to say upscale because I don't want to scare people off of it. We're just going to be networking with some ladies in business and just really have a good time supporting one another.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Wow. That all sounds great. Tell me a little about the people who are behind this organization and your team that is helping you do these amazing things.
Well, so I have pretty much the same team I had when I started MRBES. And this is the 20th year, Ruby. I just realized that like this is the 20th year
Wow.
that I've been doing this, and I've had some of my teammates are the same ones that started with me. So, I couldn't pull this off without them. They are on the ground. They are the day of. They are involved in the planning. My board is great. They jump in and help when needed. Even when I don't necessarily ask them, they are always ready to jump in and they help me with the fundraising also. So I have a great team. I couldn't ask for better people to work with really. And they caught the vision. I think that's what it was when people can they recognize the vision that it's not just about me, that they're doing a higher work. It's not just for me, it's for our community. And we really need that here in Denver, right? Denver's a tough spot for us, but the Black community here acts like a big city community, because we have a lot going on here. So
Yeah.
yeah, we do need to work together now.
I love that you said that. We do need to work together now. I think that's so important. Again, the collaborative approach that you're taking this year, I love that. And the fact that your board has been with you and the same people have been with you for so many years, it really speaks to your character and
Yeah.
your ability to share that vision and to get people to really believe in it. That's hugely important. That's really good.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I couldn't have asked for a better group of folks. And then some have come on later on, but again, they see the vision for how we can be as a community and how important this work is. And so they know they're not doing it for me specifically. I appreciate, what you said that, it has to be something about me, but I think they just get it. You know what I mean? They get it.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. June is my favorite month. It's my birthday month. So
Yay.
this is,
What
yeah,
day?
this is going to be a good date. June 14th,
Okay. So
right
we'll
in the
have to
middle.
celebrate your birthday a little early. That's
Yeah, there you go. At the soiree, I need a birthday shout out.
hey,
No,
hey. Amazing. The whole blackout weekend is going to be an experience.
I can tell. I mean, again, having been to the events that you've done, I know that you're going to get the support. You're going to get the people who are excited to be there. And that's just something that everybody needs to support. But I was going to ask you to prevent you from being so, tired at that point. Are you looking for volunteers or how can people help?
I am looking for volunteers, and there's a link on our website that if you want to volunteer, all you have to do is sign up and tell us what times you're available and what days. And we can use all the help we can get. That would be
Awesome.
greatly appreciated by, I'm sure, the team that I already work to death.
All right, great. So registration is available now at bestsuccesssummit.org.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can't wait to see you from June 5th to June 8th.